Breion's Diary, where we talk about life. We are healing, growing, building our confidence and self-esteem. I am so sorry, guys. Like, I literally just came back from the gym, so I'm gonna apologize for my attire. Christmas threw me off. So it's kind of like I posted the lessons that I learned 2023 video, and I thought today was Wednesday and it's actually Thursday posting day. So I was like, let me get this video out. So let's get into it. So this is our final video of the mindset change series, and crazy because this is also our final video of the year. Like, wow. So now that we are more self-aware, we understand comparison, we understand letting go, we understand the process of a mindset change, we can now talk about intentional change. Intentionally changing habits that's not good for us, intentionally changing our mindsets, and intentionally changing to create a better life for ourselves. Now, what's intentional change? Intentional change is a conscious effort to transform aspects of our life that no longer serve us. It begins with clarity on the habits or behaviors that we want to change or need to change, and a commitment to making those changes. By setting specific yet achievable goals, we can create a guide for our transformation. Consistent self-reflection and reliance on God's guidance provides a stronger foundation for intentional change. Now, what I will tell you is that intentional change comes with a made-up mind. It's a choice that you're making in your mind and heart that you want to change. Because if your mind is not set on the fact that you want or need to make a change, you will change for just a little bit of time, but you will easily fall back into those old habits, especially when things aren't going the way that you want or expect them to. So me choosing to finally surrender to God was a choice. I was getting fed up. And the only way that I was going to change was through God, and my life took a total turn. Things didn't happen the way I expected them to. I didn't know that I was going to go on a journey to really being alone. But my mind was made up at this point. As I continue, I am starting to see things God's way and not my own, because we all know that God's ways is not our ways and His thoughts is not my thoughts. God sees the bigger picture. Sometimes we don't. We can't see everything. So I went through a phase of disappointment and anger, but then that turned into trusting God, because I started to realize that I actually was receiving blessings and answered prayers. I'm more confident. I have more love for myself. I'm more intelligent, emotionally available. I'm learning to express myself better, having more integrity, much more feminine and softer than before. Learning what truly brings me joy and happiness. Just a lot of changes within my heart. But before I learned all of those things, I had to unlearn a lot of things. And I'm still unlearning, So I then realized that that's why God had me on a journey of being alone, because I had a habit of picking up the habits of others. And God wanted me to be myself and not try to be like someone else. And some would call it like being a chameleon, because I didn't know who I was or felt like myself was good enough. Well, I wanted a person to like me so bad that I adapted to their likes and dislikes. So I made up my mind that I needed to make a change in that area. And I became determined to see myself as God saw me, who I am in the eyes of God. And I stopped looking at others and put more focus on what are my faults. What are some things about me that can evolve? And that's where true surrenderers came in. Again, I am working on intentionally changing the habit of beating myself up and evolving to learning compassion. I had to realize that if someone does not like it or agree with who I am as a person, then oh well. Oh well. Because I am who God says I am, and I do not need anyone else's validation or approval. However, I did know that it was going to take a lot of discipline and willpower. I had to change the habit of wanting everyone to like me. And this is helping me to evolve out of people pleasing. It is draining. It's draining trying to please everyone, because you can't. So again, going back into Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 talks about the importance of seeking wisdom, the role of God's guidance in our plans, the importance of humility, and the consequences of pride. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." This lets us know that committing our plans to God leads to better outcomes. Becoming self-aware and asking God to cleanse my heart has played a big role in overcoming habits, because it allowed me to recognize and understand that those patterns and cycles, they no longer serve me. They don't serve me. So through self-reflection and building my relationship with God, I gained insight into how my decisions, behaviors impacted my life and the life of others. Once I became self-aware or aware of those things, it inspired me to make better choices for myself. Now, how do we implement intentional change? Once you made up in your mind that you want to evolve and uncover parts of you and habits that can evolve, implementing intentional change comes with action and creating a supportive environment. Surround yourself with positive things and influences. If that means letting go of social media or limiting your time on social media, and also you can stay focused on your journey and not compare. Get yourself around people that understand you, but also help you see things within yourself that can evolve. People that's not gonna, tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And embrace having a growth mindset that allows you the space to evolve also. Celebrate yourself along the way. Recognize that change is gradual. A gradual process. Sometimes we don't recognize how far we come. So I went into my prayer journal one day, and looked at things that I prayed about maybe 2 years ago, and those things no longer affect me, or the prayer has been answered. Allow yourself to see how far you come, and it'll motivate you to keep going. Spending time with God, a lot of reflecting, focusing on what God tells me, and learning to be patient with myself through all of this. It's helping me to remain focused on intentionally changing. Now, what are some other things that I'm intentionally changing? My mindset, of course. Being negative and just thinking the worst of the world wasn't getting me anywhere. I noticed that being more positive has helped me tremendously. It taught me that I don't have bad days, I have bad moments. And if I remain positive in those bad moments, then I can have a great rest of my day. So I'm also intentionally changing how I care for myself. I have been bringing more balance into my life so that I can stop neglecting myself and putting more effort into my inner and my outer. I didn't feel as pretty before, and I realized it's because I wasn't giving myself the time or space to really pour into myself, to put effort into myself. And intentionally changing my time management skills and actually finishing incomplete projects. How can I believe that my dreams are attainable if I'm not doing my part or giving up on projects? How can I finish projects if I'm not making the time to do them? We all know that you make time for what we want to make time for. So I had to also intentionally change my priorities. What's more important right now? So I'm intentionally spending more time with God and stop disconnecting from Him, knowing that He is my God. So that is the only way I'm going to get direction and navigate through this thing called life. So spending time with God before I make any kind of decisions, even if it's something super small, it has saved me so much from disappointment or making mistakes. Hence, I don't really have to beat myself up as much because I listen to God. Consistency is another. Intentional change comes with consistency. It's not a change if I'm creating a new habit or doing better, but only doing it for a couple of days, a month, or weeks. My self-love journey, for example. I wouldn't have as much love for myself as I have now had I stopped learning myself. If I stopped self-care, the list goes on. So if I did my beauty routine a few weeks and then stopped, my skin wouldn't have gotten this clear. Know that breaking old habits and creating new ones, it comes with consistency. If you keep at it and not give up on yourself, it will become a norm. So that's all I have on intentional change. Know that you have to make up in your mind and be intentional with every change you make. Remain consistent and disciplined. Do it even when you don't feel like it. That's how you create a new habit. That's intentional change. So remember, healing isn't linear, it is a journey. And here at Breion Started, we are healing together. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you next week for our new series in the new year. Love you so much. Bye. Mwah.